So guys, what a wacky week for Tesla, or month I should say, even year, because it's actually the worst performing S&P 500 stock year to date. So if you guys don't know, the S&P 500 is the top 500 American stocks, and this index has not actually been performing the best itself actually, with it entering a correction. So a correction is when it basically hits -10%, which it has done. But Tesla, comparatively, has actually just hit -33.5% in the last month. So there's lots of reasons for this, which I'm going to discuss in this video. But basically, I think a huge reason for this is obviously Elon Musk has politically aligned himself with Trump, and his popularity has absolutely plummeted over the last few years. I can remember when he brought Twitter a few years ago, and everyone was hailing him and, you know, just saying that he was brilliant and really had a positive view of Elon Musk. And nowadays, when you look on news about him or you just see people's views about him, it's completely twisted the other way. Now, I know it's a common phrase in business not to actually get politically aligned with anyone, because it just doesn't tend to work out, and this is what sort of has happened here. But there are two types of investors, or there are two types of views on Tesla, which is worth talking about. Basically, you've got your first group of people which look at it as an automotive stock, as it's in the automotive business, and when you actually compare it to other automotive stocks, Tesla seems highly overvalued because it's got a much higher market cap than its competitors, for not as many sales and not as much revenue. Now you've got this other group of people which actually value the stock as a AI or robotics and energy storage company, which look more at its future capabilities, which have been put into doubt really recently. And they value the stock more as a technology stock, hence its higher valuation. Now, obviously, its decline has started due to declining sales, and analysts have downgraded their valuations, which always shakes fear and always causes stocks to decline. What further leads me to, and a lot of people to say that Tesla has a lot of way to go, is its PE ratio. So its PE ratio is 110. So a high PE ratio is a strong indicator of a company being overvalued, which is, you know, a common thought about Tesla at the moment. There's been an increase in competitive nature in the market because a Chinese company called BYD has actually released a charging system which is 2 times faster than what Tesla's currently got. So this has also caused fear in the market. People are starting to think that Tesla is losing its competitive edge, and also competitors are starting to get, you know, back in the race really. So that leads me to the end of my first point, which is basically that Tesla seems to have a really high PE ratio and it's got falling sales, which is not a good mix for a stock's price normally. There's also been a lot of news this week with, you know, Tesla's being set on fire across states. There was a thing on Twitter where they actually had to take down a website because people's personal details got doxed online just for owning a Tesla, which is absolutely shocking, to be fair. Mark Rober released this video. Now this video was titled, "Can you fool a self-driving car?" And it has got like over 10 million views. So obviously a huge audience has seen this. And it's to expose the dangers posed by Tesla's driver system. Now this has been debunked quite a lot. So it says Tesla fans took issue with Rober's use of autopilot for the test, noting that the system hasn't been updated in years and that Tesla's full self-driving feature is a more up-to-date and capable system. So basically they were saying that he was using an out-to-date system. Now, another issue people took with this video is that they believe that Mark Rober was sponsored by Lumina, and I do, you know, get the criticisms of this, but what it doesn't stop is public perception. Although it may have been debunked on a small space on Twitter, that doesn't obviously get out to the full entirety of the 10 million people which watched that video, which means public perception is going to shift in a negative light on Tesla. As well as an incident in London earlier saying out of control Tesla plows into London street, injuring 7. Just stuff like this sort of, you know, is slowly shifting the public perception of Tesla, and I really think that this is going to lead to declining sales in the next few quarters. And that's not even including the increasing tariffs which we've got coming in to this place on the 2nd of April. So obviously Trump is basically in a trade war with Canada and Mexico at the moment, and I believe that, you know, Tesla actually gets a lot of its materials from these places, meaning that it's going to have an increase in costs. Now, you know, the future doesn't look bright for Tesla, I think, in the slightest. You guys will have to tell me your guys' thoughts on this, but yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and peace.